Let's transform negative body image thoughts using EFT, otherwise known as emotional freedom techniques. We're going to go through a step-by-step guide. So you're going to want to save this and repeat it. This is the exact tool that I've used to support myself to clear lifelong body image issues, as well as thousands of women worldwide. So I'm excited to dive in. This is a space for you to learn evidence-based tools to clear those persistent negative thoughts about your body image, develop a healthier relationship with food so that you can have the confidence and freedom that you truly deserve to live your life to the fullest. Let's touch first on what is a negative body image. Well, having a negative body image really means that you have a constant fixation on your perceived flaws, shortcomings, the limitations about your physical appearance. It's really an unrealistic view of your self-appearance and really a preoccupation with these physical aspects of yourself that you're constantly unhappy with. So common signs that you are struggling with a negative body image are number one, so excessive criticism. People who struggle with a negative body image constantly feel that they are riddled with self-criticism, and it doesn't seem to matter what they do to change their body. It still feels like they are constantly stuck with that negative voice that they just can't quiet. Number two, comparison. So constantly comparing yourself to others, having a really unrealistic view of yourself and always assuming that someone else has a better body than you. Number three, constant dissatisfaction. So feeling unhappy or dissatisfied with your own body and feeling that regardless of what your appearance looks like objectively, you just constantly feel dissatisfied. Number four, avoidance behaviors. So many people who struggle with negative body image thoughts really engage in a lot of hiding. They don't want to be seen a lot of times. They won't want to leave the house. They may wear different clothing to try and hide different parts of their bodies. They also may use excessive makeup or different strategies in order to cover the parts of themselves that they don't feel comfortable with. Other things that are really common when you struggle with a negative body image are, experiencing a lot of emotional distress. So we experience a lot of feelings of anxiety, depression, low self-esteem due to these constant negative feelings and body dissatisfaction. Disordered eating habits are also really common. So when we struggle negatively with our body image, it can contribute to things like disordered eating or restrictive eating or emotional eating because we're trying to use these coping strategies to heal our relationship to our body. Other things that are common are excessive exercise because, again, it's a strategy that we think is helping us to heal our relationship with our body image and to improve it. But we often realize when engaging in those strategies like excessive exercise, it becomes like a compulsive activity that actually just leads to more stress. Finally, social withdrawal, we already touched on this. So when you're struggling with a negative body image, one of the strategies that's often used is withdrawing and a moving away from because we don't feel confident enough, we don't feel safe enough to be in social situations, we fear being judged. So these are some really common things that happen with a negative body image. And finally, body checking. So when you struggle with a negative body image, we become really fixated on the way our body looks and this, just anticipation of what does my body look like today? Has it changed? Has it not? And we engage in frequent checking of our body in the mirrors or reflective surfaces to just see what we look like. So obviously the impacts of having a negative body image, as many of you know that struggle with it, are plentiful. So having low self-esteem, anxiety and depression, we often have mood disorders that go along with a negative body image. Impaired social relationships because we don't feel confident building relationships with people. We lack a lot of confidence in relationships, both romantically and otherwise, and often don't want to leave the house. As we already mentioned, also disordered relationship to food, reduced quality of life because, we miss out on opportunities. We avoid enjoyable activities. We feel less able to do things that are fulfilling to us because we're so concerned about our appearance. And finally, of course, there's physical health consequences that occur from excessive dieting, exercise, behaviors associated with a negative body image can lead to physical health issues as well. So that is why I am so excited to be here today to share this tool with you because it has been absolutely life-changing for me and those that I've been able to support with it. So without further ado, let's dive into EFT for body image. So EFT, otherwise known as emotional freedom techniques, is an evidence-based modality that combines many modalities into one, namely acupressure and mind-body connection. So it works with energy psychology. So EFT involves tapping on specific points of the body which speak to our energy meridians, and in doing so in a very specific sequence, we are able to do many things to heal our negative body image. One is clearing the anxiety and negativity associated with those negative thoughts. Two, we can actually calm those negative thoughts. We actually teach the brain how to rewire those negative thoughts. We spend less time thinking them. Three, we are able to welcome more self-acceptance and self-love, because the whole premise of EFT is founded on acknowledging whatever issues we are struggling with, but still fostering a sense of love and acceptance for ourselves. And those people that really struggle with negative body image often really struggle with self-love and self-acceptance, which is a key part of healing. So EFT is amazing for that. It helps us to reframe limiting and negative beliefs that we've developed as a result of our body image. It helps us to release any painful emotions associated with negative body image. It helps us to calm the amygdala and parts of our brain that are turned on when we are struggling with our body image. And so it helps to calm those parts of our brain, helps us to shift into our parasympathetic rest and digest system, and therefore have a very different experience around our body image. If we can be calm and we can escape those negative thoughts about our body image, then we can totally transform the way we feel about our body and live in our body day to day. It also reduces anxiety and stress, as I mentioned, and will help us to develop healthy tools and coping strategies to heal our negative body image instead of relying on things such as over-exercising, emotional eating, binge eating, all the other different types of strategies that we can develop, such as avoiding social situations, excessive shopping, different tools and strategies that are maladaptive to heal our body image issues. So not only does it support healing negative body image, but also healing those other strategies that we are hoping to clear in relation to our negative body image issues. And finally, it really does support us to promote emotional freedom, because these negative thoughts about our body have a way of imprisoning us and keeping us really stuck and held hostage in our lives, and feeling that life is quite small and that we aren't able to do many things that we want to do, whether it be stepping out into public or going on a vacation or wearing a bathing suit, enjoying the beach, or entering into a romantic partnership or feeling comfortable in intimacy. Like, there are so many things that we are limited with when we struggle with our body image, and emotional freedom techniques enables us to actually live a full life, because it supports us to really gain the courage, the confidence to be able to do those things that we otherwise wouldn't with a negative body image. So there we go. Let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so in this moment, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're going to rate how intense those negative feelings about your body are in this moment. So you can write that down. Notice if you feel that energy somewhere in your body. Always good to have awareness around that. And then we're going to tap. So you're going to tap where I tap and repeat after me. Even though part of me is experiencing these negative thoughts about my body, I love and accept myself regardless. Even though part of me has these negative thoughts about my body in this moment, I know that I'm still a worthy person. Even though part of me is saying these negative thoughts about my body, what if I could recognize that this is just a part of me that thinks this way? Part of me is saying these negative things about my body. Part of me is thinking these negative thoughts about my body today. This little part of me learned these negative thoughts about my body. And because they are learned, they can be unlearned. Part of me is thinking all these negative thoughts about my body. This part is saying things like, so keep tapping and repeat what this part of you is saying about your body. And this part is making me feel. This part with all these negative thoughts about my body. Take a nice, easy breath. And just notice what you're aware of in this moment. Notice what may have already shifted for you. Beautiful. So we're going to go into round 2. And I hope that you notice that I've used the language a part of you, because that's really the truth. It is just a part of you that has and is experiencing these negative thoughts about your body. Oftentimes I like to use little objects to refer to these parts, because it helps us to become the witness again of those thoughts, instead of feeling that we are enmeshed with the identity of that negativity about our body. So if that's helpful to you, it has been extremely helpful to me and my clients. I would invite you to take that on in the future. And when you hear that negative voice about your body, really characterize that as that part of you. Okay, so tapping again. Even though part of me has these negative thoughts about my body image today, I'm learning a tool to support myself and this part of me. Even though part of me is saying these negative thoughts about my body image today, I notice that I'm feeling more calm in this moment. When I calm my nervous system using this tool, it also has a calming effect on those negative thoughts. Part of me is still thinking those negative thoughts about my body, but there are many other parts of me. Part of me is experiencing these negative thoughts about my body image, and I'm starting to feel a bit more calm. When I use tools like this to support my nervous system, I in turn calm those negative thoughts and the intensity of them. I can empower myself with tools like these to help to soothe that little part of me with all those negative thoughts about my body. Take a nice, easy breath. Just notice what you're aware of in this moment. What's 1 or 2 shifts that you're aware of from where we started? And what are you believing to be true in this very moment about these negative thoughts, about your body, about yourself? What are you believing to be true? I would love to hear in the comments below. I hope this exercise is really helpful for you. There's a lot of empowering tools that we can use like this on our own to create some really impactful shifts. And remember that, you don't have to struggle with these body image issues alone. If you're looking for some proven support, you want to work in a program that can teach you evidence-based tools to help your brain to think differently and learn how to actually manage those uncomfortable emotions that come up about your body, and really learn how to develop a loving, healthy, and confident relationship with your body, I would love to support you, and you can book a complimentary call with me to learn more about what that might look like. What I would definitely advise you to do is to save this video and repeat it again, because when it comes to rewiring the brain and the art of neuroplasticity, it takes time and consistency and repetition, so you'll want to repeat this again the next time you're finding those negative thoughts come up. And I would also recommend that you get yourself a little part, maybe it's a little object, a troll, whatever feels good for you to represent that part of you with those negative thoughts. And the next time they come up, you can grab that part and you can do this tapping exercise and really give voice to that part so that you can come back into the seat of your truth, your power, and gain power from taking your power back from those negative thoughts. I will see you again in the next video, and thank you so much for joining.